Okay, we are ready to begin our Tech Talk on what's new in NX for manufacturing in 2412. So your questions will be answered live at the end, but go ahead and enter them into the chat as they come up, if you prefer. And then our presenter today is Yahya. He's in our Cincinnati office. And a little bit about Yahya. He has over 6 years experience in aero engine components manufacturing industries, specifically on CAM and CNC machining. Throughout his entire career, he has worked as a CNC machinist, CAM programming or programmer, and manufacturing engineer. All right, Yahya, welcome. The Tech Talk is now yours.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining. Today I'll be walking you through what's new in NXCAM 2412. So there are some really cool updates in this version that make programming easier, faster and a bit smarter too. Whether you're into multi-axis machining, automation or just looking for a quality of life improvements, there's definitely something in here you'll appreciate. So without wasting your time, let's jump in and check what's new that we have in this version. Siemens has added a new functionality to the part manufacturing solutions, which includes CAM and also on machine probing as well as part manufacturing data management. So before we deep dive into that, let's first talk about of the new cloud-based solution, which is NXX Manufacturing. NX for manufacturing on the cloud provides all the features and functionality of NX for manufacturing in more flexible and the simplified way. Within the NXX manufacturing, Siemens has provided a solution that we can effortlessly download and install onto our devices. Basically, this approach delivers like unparalleled functionalities and offline access, as well as like it has built upon the same NX manufacturing architecture and utilizing the same data model. NXX manufacturing is completely integrated with the offline NX manufacturing and other products throughout the Siemens Accelerator platform. Basically, it provides a simplified IT approach through its cloud centralized license management, configuration, and updates provided by Siemens. So with this, as a user, we don't need to worry about all the updates and what are the license management kind of stuff. It has been totally taken care by the Siemens itself. So coming to the key facts that we should know about the NXX manufacturing offerings. This has like three named users, which are scalable seat options. Each seat option bundles upon the previous tier to offer more features and functionalities to basically meet the increasing manufacturing demands, which making it the most advanced and integrated CAD/CAM solution on the market. So we can also choose the option to expand the NXS manufacturing apart from these three seated named user options, which we can opt it by choosing the value-based licensing add-ons, which is also an added advantage for that. Apart from that, the cloud streaming of the NXX manufacturing environment is also available through the optional NXX manufacturing remote add-on. So these are the three seats that I was talking about in my previous slide. These are the basic packages which starts from standard and advanced and premium. As I said before, each seat includes the previous seats options, and apart from that, additional uh, options has also been included depending on the each different seats. So in these options over here, where advanced carries all the functionalities from the standard seat, but Additionally, it has a 3-axis milling and advanced free-form modeling. That works the same way for the premium. It has all the standard and advanced features over here. Additionally, it contains its own premium options, which are rotary machining, tube milling, and 5-axis milling. So coming to the NX X value-based licensing, these are the few options which are not included in those three different user seeds. You can add on these features like NX feature-based machining author, NX machine tool simulation, and also NX turbo machinery, and as well as the NX smart machine kit solutions, and the post configurator, advanced and robotics, as well as the post processors for the robotics. So you can choose this as a NX value based licensing, which allows you to have the flexible system to customize your solutions with key features add-ons like I've mentioned. And this token based licensing ensures you only use and pay for what you need, making it a highly adaptable and cost effective option for your manufacturing projects. So let's talk about the enhancement for the NXX or NX 2412. So these the NXCam Copilot empowers users to interact with the NX technical documentation using natural language questions. It has some key capabilities like answering the natural uh, language questions, and also the contextual adjustments. The Copilot refines and adapts documentation summaries based on the customer specific questions, and it will also comprehends your responses, includes references to the genuine and original NX documentation for deeper exploration. So to enhance the learning and navigation, the Copilot suggests related topics and similar questions that you may find valuable. Moreover, it also has the hyperlinked commands and dialogues where users can directly access CAM dialogues and commands through hyperlinks embedded in the responses. So which this functionality not only accelerates problem solving but also enhances the user experience by integrating the technical resources seamlessly into the programming process. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the NX Copilot in our NX session. So if you open a file over here, so let me go ahead and quickly open a file. You will find the NX Copilot either on your resource bar, the left resource bar, or on the right resource bar. So once you have that, you can be able to see on here. You can directly, if you don't see over here on the resource bars, you can go ahead in your command search bar and type Copilot, and if you click on that, it will open up on your resource bar. So in this NXX Copilot, you can ask questions related to how can I make a model read only. So it will show you the results based upon what you have asked, and moreover it will, like I mentioned in my slide over there, you can also go ahead and click on the uh, hyperlink images, hyperlink icons, and then it will uh, get you through the documentation over here. So it's kind of a cool option that you can give it a try, so that you don't have to go back and forth into your documentation and searching for your you know related questions and answers. So Copilot makes life easier in that scenario. So now let's talk about the actual NXCam enhancement. What we have here, we have a make machining suggestion, which gives user the power to completely machine a feature by simply clicking on a face of the component. So basically over here, once a face has been selected, machining make suggestion has been initiated. NX will give the user a choice of predefined machining processes, variants as suggestions, or use the out-of-the-box solution. The complete machining process for the feature includes the appropriate sequence of operations to machine the feature. So, with the correct tool selected, if the user decides that an alternative machining operation or sequence of operations should be used, they can simply add them to the feature group. So, let me show you that in the NX while I am demonstrating the NX example. So, let's jump into our NX. I have a part opened up um, to show you the example over here. So as you see over here, we have three pockets which are quite a bit similar. As of now, what I'm going to do is I'll change my selection filter to the face, and if I select any of this face and say right click on it, and you can see the new option over here, make machining suggestion. So if you go ahead and click on that, and what does the NX does over here is it's going to calculate and create a toolpath. It's going to take the tool. It's going to basically follows the same procedure what the feature based machining um, usually do, but we in this option over here we don't have to go to our machining feature navigator and select the features and create the feature process, so we can skip that. That is the advantage of the make machining suggestion. So as you can see here, it has created a toolpath based on the phase that I've selected. But so these are basically out of the box solutions which comes with the NX installation. But let's say if I want my user defined options, so I can also go ahead and do that. So I can change my depth of cut. So I need a little bit smaller depths, and this it generate to this. So I want this sort of roughing operation for this, and additionally I also want a finishing operation for this pocket. So I can go ahead and change the settings in the manner that I need. So I need only one pass for the finishing, and I can hit generate to that. So once I have my two different toolpaths, so I want to machine this in two different steps, so I can go ahead and click on the feature, and if I go to my object and say add as suggestion, so you can say create a name for this. I would say user, because this is user defined, and I'll click OK to this. And now since we have this pocket machined, or the toolpath has generated for this, I can go ahead and select the similar face, and I can say go ahead and make a machining suggestion for me. So it will show you that user suggestion that you have saved previously. You can say okay, I don't want my user suggestion for now, I can go ahead with the the out of the box suggestion. I can also do that. But if I select my user suggestion, if I click OK to this, it's going to follow the same details or the options what I have specified, and it will generate the similar toolpath like what you have done to this pocket. So yeah, this is kind of like pretty helpful where you have this kind of part, bunch of different pockets, but you want something to be different for each pocket. Like if you want different feeds and speeds, you can apply to this, and yeah, so on and so forth. So that's a pretty helpful option. So in case if you ever want to delete this suggestions, you can go ahead and do that in the feature based machining configurator. So if you click on that, you will be able to see all your the suggestions that you have saved so far, and you can go ahead and select the operation sets, and there you can find your user defined suggestions. You can go ahead and select that, and you can go ahead and delete over here. So in this method you can make changes to this user defined options. So that was the make machining suggestions. And the next thing is the automatic hole machining. So user now can access the full power of feature based machining when machining simple holes without the user having to use even or even understand the FBM workflow. So this new simple UI gives user the choice to limit the holes machined by faces, uh, or by machining accessing the vector direction. From there, the rest is done automatically for the user. So the holes here, the holes features are found, and the process of machining operations are being generated. And in the event of a solution for a whole feature cannot be solved, then instead of user having nothing, they will find a feature group in the geometry view, creating the holes which could not be machined. So basically, it kind of creates a user group saying that unmachined holes kind of stuff. So from here the user can simply create the required series of operation to machine the features, and then optionally teach these backs to the conventional teach operation set workflow. So let us go ahead and take a look at the example in the annex. I'll go ahead and select this automatic hole machining option, which is in our home tab under feature gallery. You can select the face where all the holes are placed, and you can also specify the vector. Okay, I need only in specific vectors, but for this direction, even if you say none, it will generate the holes because it's in the ZM direction, so that's the default. And you can also filter the holes by setting a diameter filters around the minimum and maximum. So if I say okay over here, and then it's going to create all the center drill and the spot drilling and the thread operation as well. So if you look at your operation navigator, you can see your spot drill, and you can also see your center drill operation, and as well as the threading operation. So let's take a look what we have next in our enhancements. So the machine power programming is a new way of digital part manufacturing within NXCAM. The main goal of this is to bring the machine and their capabilities as close and connected as possible to the CAM programmer. The basic and the essential advantages of this is the user to program in the context of a machine tool, and leads to programming power with higher speed and productivity, which basically like integrates the capabilities of the machine, the tool access reach, and the you can you can right away see the collisions and other stuff without even being go to your simulation environment. By that, you can make the right decision earlier and quicker right on the fly when you are creating the operations. So there is also a bunch of different options that has been enhanced in this sector. The other thing is machine setup configurator. Uh, this feature streamlines the machine setup commissioning with its new user interface, which enables the user to effortlessly commission part and tools to a part setup. So the new machine configurator introduces a dedicated view for setup commissioning of parts and tools, and it makes the commissioning process simpler through a, as I said, with a new user interface, which allows you to like interact with the tools and the available magazine places. And there is also a turret and magazine support. Um, like it's as you all know that these devices, the turret devices, are modeled as a part of machine kinematic model, usually in the turning machines. Now turrets are supported in machine powered programming enabled machine kits. So the tool interactions for commissioning purposes in CAM is restricted to the operation navigator tree, or in machine powered programming case with the machine setup configurator. Adjustments on the commission, for example, tools and devices to other locations, is sometimes like challenging, especially when users have to deal with a lot of tools in the setup. And this capability introduced a new component classification to reflect turret machines. So turrets are a hybrid of machining as well as commissioning location. This impacts user interaction and visibility in machine tool builder, machine setup configurator, and the tool view in the operation navigator. And the other enhancement in the mission power programming is like instant machine preview with swivel turning tools. Pick on a path with machine provides the user an easy way to see and manipulate the machine axis outside the simulation task environment in the CAM context. So it is lightweight and can be used at random location on a toolpath. Usually for the simulation environments, it needs a lot of RAM, to play all those IPWs and stuff. But with the help of this option, it's much easier, and it's like right away in your within a few clicks. So implementing support for auxiliary access is a stepping stone to covering multi-access machine types like mill turns. It is the next step to provide the means of for the user to define kinematic chains. So the kinematic chain specification and the supporting civil turning tools will extend the supported use cases for pick on path with machine under the umbrella of auxiliary access. So machine code based simulation is already capable to do the simulation with it, but the logic considering the spindle axis position to swivel the tool in the working plane lays within the simulation driver. So this logic is now generalized, available in NX core, and can be used by all clients such as CSC, DTM, and the post processing, etc. So this specific feature concentrates on support for auxiliary spindle axis as used in the chains of lathe machines, and certain mill turns contain both the tool spindle and a workpiece spindle. In such a case, there can be three rotary axes between the tool and the part. As a chain definition only has two rotary axes, this capability enables the system to solve the necessary value for a third rotary axis. So enough of me talking through the slide. So let's go to our NX to take a look at the example. As you can see over here that I do have a machine model with the part. So I do have like two different magazines, and previously in the previous NX versions, you will be able to have the machine tool builder icon here, but now it has been changed to machine setup configurator. So where you can directly uh, let's say if you have these two magazines, you can go ahead and take a look at the magazines over here instead of going to your operation navigator and the machine tool view. You can also directly right click on the pocket and say insert tool, and you can directly create tools, and you can directly assign the pockets to this. um, and and the other thing over here is NX also has the plugins where you can directly download from the post hub. I'll show you where it is actually located. So over here you can find the commissioning manager. So this application basically gives you the access to, let's say, you have programmed this particular part with the tool, with the magazine number one, and now at some point of time you decided, okay, I have some tools at the magazine number one. The pocket numbers are being designated to other tools. So what you can do here with this commissioning manager in the career management, you can change those magazines real quick with just a simple clicks, where you can see over here I have a career, the magazine wheel 1 on the left side and wheel 2 on the left side. So what I can do here is I can select all this and say move it to wheel 2, and now it will go to wheel 2 in a one single click. So you don't have to copy, drag and drop. You can avoid all those extra clicks, and you can do this with one single clicks over here. So that's how this commissioning manager also comes into handy. You can find it on the post hub. Let me show you where does actually it locates. So if you go to your post hub, and if you have your credentials for your Siemens account, you can enter those details and you can be able to access the post hub. These all applications are free to use. It is available under the support resources in the post hub. In that, I think you need to go to a category where it says NX Cam application. So all these are free to use, whichever says download. The NX Cam commissioning manager is available over here. You can directly download, and there is a bunch of documentation available inside the zip file that they give, and you can follow the documentation, and that is pretty easy to download all the stuff. So now coming back to our MPP, so let's say if you like, let me go ahead and select a pocket over here, a tool path over here. So if I go ahead and say display tool in the machine, so what it's going to do is it's going to directly adapt the tool axis, like replicates like how it shows in the machine simulation environment. You can directly play it over here, and you can see all the axes are being behaving just like what we'll see in our machine simulation environment. So these are pretty helpful options where you can directly select a point on the tool path, and it will show you what direction and what axis, and based upon that, if you see any collisions, you can also directly change right away in the tool path. So that's the actual advantage of this machine power programming. And for the turning, I can show you an example over here, where we can see there is a rough bore ID, right? It's going in the right 90-degree angle, but if we go ahead and change the angle of our boring operation, where you can see, so let me change that to a noticeable, like a 5 degree, and if I say okay to this, and now if I click on the display machine tool, and now you'll see the axis has been so if you can see over here, the axis has been inclined a bit. uh, that's approximately like 5 degrees what we have mentioned, and now you can be able to run the toolpath animation with having the display tool machine, so that you can see, okay, so if there is any collision, and now you'll be able to change the tool angle, um, and so on. So that's how it is helpful for us. So let's see what we got next in our slide deck. So the chip breaking is a new enhancement in the NX2412. It allows user to use advanced chip control in late machining for ID roughing, OD roughing, and grooving types of operation. So usually without chip breaking, as you already know, like we are prone to tool wear and poor surface finish, maybe some increased risk of workpiece damage, and as well as the reduced tool life due to excessive heat and friction. So the chip breaking option for turning tool paths in NX Cam is a functionality that enable users to enhance machining surface quality by controlling the formation of chips during the turning process. So you can change these settings inside from the turning toolpath operation. So let me go ahead and open up my NX. So I do have a sample part over here where it has a rough turning. So if you go to your rough turning operation, there will be a new option that you can see inside the non-cutting moves where it says local return and chip break. You can specify the distance for the chip breaking. Let's say we'll specify 15 of distance, and the length would be uh, 1 would be good enough. So if you see over here, at at each 15 of the length of your toolpath, there is a chip break action has been created, where it goes little further back. It allows you to um, user to specify the distance and all those parameters. So basically, like, benefit this particular option is beneficial when machining materials that is like prone to producing long stringy chips, ensuring like optimal performance and accuracy in the turning operations. Okay, now let's talk about the new part manufacturing data management enhancements. We have in the in the NX previous version in NX 2406, Siemens has introduced the manufacturing resource library direct in the NX ribbon. But in the 2412, Siemens have added two more commands. The one is the update graphics, which allows to refresh the 3D graphics, and for the tool component that was previously created in Team Center based on a 3D template. I do not have the Team Center installed on my machine, so I can show you a video real quick of the this enhancement from our uh, Team Center.
We are now able to create graphics in NX and don't need a graphics builder anymore. For show in this case, I will open this sample ICO, go to the classifications tab, we can see it has like several properties in which we need for creating graphics. And what I do now is just go to managed and prepare graphics for NX. I will choose the right template, say open an NX for this case because I'm embedded, and say create. For updating this graphic, you go to Application, More, and start the Machine Tool Builder. Inside of that, you get the Manufacturing Resource Library tab and the button Update Graphics. This will now put in all the informations from Teamcenter into this graphics template. It will automatically create this dialog, which is shown all the informations of attributes and its values. And you're able to change these also on the fly inside of NX. That means, for example, we take the hub diameter and downsize it to 40. Push apply and it will downsize. When we press OK and save it, it will automatically be synced with Teamcenter. We're now able to go back to Teamcenter again and check the saved results there. We do this by opening the Assembly Navigator, right-clicking our open part, and say Open in Teamcenter. In the Classifications tab, we are now able to see the changed properties, and got the hub diameter with 40 right here. So you are now able to create tools inside of Teamcenter, prepare them for NX, modify them in NX, and save them back and sync them with your manufacturing resource library.
So another uh, enhancements like the focus for the new shop floor connect version is to give the customer more flexibility to integrate with other solutions such as MES and support scripting to start functions on the machine controller, as well as the security enhancements. So let's have a closer look at some other new functions that we have. So if you're using the team center for the manufacturing, like the shop floor connect or MES, then this would be uh, a cool enhancements that what the Siemens has brought up this version. So a new command is introduced in active DNC to imitate a new change request. Now the machine operator can define the reason and specify a description for the change, and the change request is gets stored in the team center and connected to the related CAM operation. This functionality is particularly important for customers in the aerospace and also medical industries, so where they can have all the track of the workflow so that they can show to their customer whenever there is an audit and all those kind of stuff. And the various shop floor connect administration pages have been consolidated on one page to ensure better transparency and user guidance. Configuration, failover settings, and license management are now available in one central location. In the next version, machine creation and configuration will also be part of this combined or consolidated user interface. And the 24/7 availability of the NC packages for the shop floor is supported by the failover solution. This local cache database guarantees that in case if Team Center is unavailable for whatsoever reason, the operators can still execute production of their parts. Previously, like it was only possible to send an email notification to configure address when Shopfloor Connect switched into offline failover mode. Now a notification email can also be sent once the connection once the connection to Team Center is re-established. So this is basically a good advantage of a three shifts running OEM companies or customers who are using the Team Center to track their workflow. Now next, let's take a look at the enhancement on the NXCAM on machine probing. We do have a new update on the cycles for tool setters and contactless tool resetters. So in addition to the existing measurement cycles that are available for various control systems from different manufacturers, which also includes the third party integration for the use of spindle probe tool setters and as well as non-contact tool setters as well. This expands the ability to measure the cutting tool geometry directly on the machine tool, where you can check the wear and respond to the deviations. This can be a valuable savings allowed to like low manned operations. You can always trust the laser beam tool setters or the other tool setters. Whenever you have your tool breakdown, it will give you an alarm, and the machine can be stopped to change the tools. For single point measurements, a major enhancement has been added that significantly reduces the air motions. This means that between measurements, only retraction movements to the clearance plane are performed if a violation with the part would occur. And with the Renisha I plus cycles, the Siemens now support output to Fanuc, Haas, Okuma, Mazak, Mitsubishi, and also brother controllers. To complete the solution, Siemens will be releasing the Makino support with the upcoming NX releases. So let's go ahead and take a look at the examples that we have for the on-machine probing. So here we have a example part. So if we go ahead and create a operation for the probing, and if I go ahead and select this, and if I wanted to select this whole geometry over here, and if I wanted to probe this cylinder, so now once I clicked on the feature, and if I go ahead and see in my cycles drop down, you'll able to see like there are a lot of available cycles that are related to the feature that what I've selected. It contains the Blum measurements cycles, also the Renishaw, as well as the Cinemeric. So let's say I have my machine loaded up over here is a cinematic machine. So if I have other Mazak or Haas, and my post processor is set up in a way that I can use the cycle, so I can see the Haas and Mazak probing cycles over here. So with this you can also specify some measurement preferences, like if you just need um, a measurement, or do you need a work offset correction. So which work offset do you want actually to be here, like a G54, 57, and let's say if you need a tool correction, you can also specify the tool. And let's say if I select any of this tool over here, and then it will get applied to it, and you can use this as your measurement after the rough cut, or a or a sleek cut, and then you can measure this operation, and then you can give a final cut with the tool correction in the color compensation. So that's how you can use these multiple options that we have here on the on machine probing. and uh, and there is also a cool feature. This is not an enhancement in the 2412. I guess this has been released way back in 2406, but I just wanted to show you because it's a pretty helpful tool. So if I go ahead and open up this roughing operation, there is an free application that you can download from Post Hub in the same resource tab what we saw on the Post Hub application. You can power name all the operations together without doing it by one selectively. You can say I'll go ahead and create a rule now. So if I say go ahead and say test rule 2, and I want my separators to be with underscore, and I can start with the user input. So the user input will be like uh, it depends on company to company, where they have their own set of standards, and say manufacturing. And then I'll go ahead and start with the number. Let's start with 10, and increment would be in times of tens. and then I can say I need operation type as my third um, element, and then I can go ahead and say I need tool number as well. So I can do this, and I can go ahead and say, save the rule. And if I go to my rename operation, I say I'll go ahead and select my test rule 2, and you can do this for the entire operation, or you can also say only rename the selected operation. If I go ahead and select the roughing program group over here, if I go ahead and say rename, if you see here, within a minute it'll get all the operations are being renamed with the every 10 increment that we have specified. So this is kind of a cool feature. Again, I just wanted to share with you guys so that it might be helpful for you. All right, and yeah, by the way, you can find this on the Post Hub as well, like I've shown you in the previous demonstration. Let's see what we have next. I think that's the end, and those are the new enhancement and the updates that I wanted to share with you guys. Um, Again, like if you want to suggest the future Tech Talk topics, just email us and let us know. Email us at technical.support@prolim.com, and we'll be available over here to help you out. And thank you so much for attending today's session.